Hi guys, this is Tina. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited. I've entered the modern world. I have got myself a phone finally, an iPhone. I did have a phone previously, but it was very old and just awful, so I certainly couldn't do videos on it. Yep, and I ordered an overhead, tripod-y thing. So that's now hooked on the back of my desk. As you can imagine, I had to pull my desk out just literally slightly to be able to clamp the thing on the back of the desk. Wow. If my desk wasn't messy before, it certainly is now, because obviously everything's dropped behind it. And of course, I couldn't be bothered to pick any of it up. So it's all still there under my desk. So who knows what treasures I will find in a few months' time that might have dropped down the back of the desk. Anyway, so super excited, and I hope that this filming setup works for everybody. It's very strange for me because obviously now I'm looking at a very small screen, so please bear with me while I, adjust and get used to the filming scenario. But hopefully it's going to be better for everybody, or, that you will be able to see it kind of much better. So, that all being said, I am here to bring you another one of my digi kits. This is my Mayfair kit. Again, it's one of my smaller designed kits and comes in 2 separate purchases. So if you just wanted to purchase the background pages, you could. If you just wanted to purchase the ephemera pieces, then you could. As with all of my digis, it comes in PDF format. I know that I have said this before, but I'm just going to reiterate. I have chosen to do PDF formats because they are universally, if you search up the universal file sharing, mode or whatever, PDF is the one. So that is why I kind of go for PDFs. It means people don't have to worry about extracting files from their zip folders and all of those things. They don't get multiple files. They just get, in this instance, your background pages as a PDF and your ephemera pieces as a PDF. So it's very straightforward to use. I would recommend using it with Adobe Acrobat. That is free and it is easy to download. Aside from that, it should be absolutely usable for everybody. So that's kind of my little word on that. Anyway, so I will show you what's included in the kit and then we will kind of have a bit of a play with this. This has been requested. It's not been in my shop for that long, but lovely Denise actually requested that that she could see more closely what was included in the kit. So that's why I'm bringing this video. So on the background pages, you get 11 background pages. So this is the first one. This is on copy paper, just white copy paper. And I've printed them actually today in a bit of a mixture between copy paper and card. The reason being will come clear, hopefully, when I go on to have a play with this. So this is another page, again, printed on copy paper. This one here has been printed on 160 GSM sort of thinnish card. So that's that page. I love this page. Then obviously this is another of the background pages. Again, this is just on regular copy paper. It is all just white paper. I haven't coffee dyed it or anything else. So I don't know what it would look like on ivory. I haven't tried printing it on ivory, but yeah, this is on white. So again, this is on the 160 GSM, so slightly thicker. This is on regular copy paper. This one again is on the 160 GSM. This one here is the regular. Oh no, this is not the regular. This is the 200 GSM, slightly thicker card. Now, I've said this before. I set my printer settings to borderless, and my printer doesn't very often like the thicker card. Although Deb from Artsology. So if you're watching, Deb, thank you so much for your tip. She suggested obviously cleaning my roller things, and I mean, I don't really even know what the pieces inside the printer are called, but I just got some wipes and just cleaned roughly around the printer, which has definitely helped. But it would seem that I would have to do that a lot, in between kind of every couple of pages, I would have to keep redoing that. But this was before I obviously, cleaned them up. And that seems to help it suck through, because where I was going with that was it doesn't like printing the very thick cardstock. So this 200 GSM, it seems to suck it through and leave a bit of a gap. So that's what that is. But thank you, Deb, for that tip. So definitely that does seem to have helped. Again, this is on the 200 GSM, and again, I hadn't obviously cleaned the roller things inside the printer. This one here, I have actually double-sided it with, at the end of the background pages, I've done a coffee dyed sheet. I'm trying to include these with all of my kits now, all of my background paper kits. Is a plain, it may be a coffee dyed design, it may be just a plain design, you know, but just so you've got something plain to be able to back your pieces with, both your papers, and if you then bought the ephemera pieces, you could just print out like 6 of these background pages and then run your ephemera pieces through on the other side, so that then you've got them backed onto, you know, something. So that's that page, and obviously the coffee dyed paper will be page 11. And then you've got this page also included in the kit, and this is just on, again, copy paper. So that's your background pages with the kit. It's called the Mayfair, as I said. Then you have these ephemera pages. These are a 6-page download. So you have a whole variety of journaling cards. You've got little round tags and things. You've got little banner pieces, these gorgeous banners that I like to include. You know, I just like to try and have lots of bits to play with. You've got little postage stamp design pieces, this gorgeous lady here, butterfly. So you've got lots and lots of bits to play around with. Again, this has been printed on the 200 GSM. Again, it's taken the paper through, so that's why I've got a section missing here, because it just doesn't like printing it, you know, with a margin for some reason. It just grabs it through. But rest assured, they are finished off at the top, as they should be. So I have this page, obviously, more postage stamps, little labels and things. Again, a variety of things. And actually, sorry, I have printed these with that coffee dyed background page on the back. So just to show you how that kind of works, that is, you know, what I was talking about. So I've printed these onto the backed, you know, the printed, pre-printed background page. So that's that one. Then you have this one with some gorgeous other vintage pictures. I mean, I love the colours of this kit. It's very subtle and very vintage looking. You know, quite understated and sort of, what's the word? Like kind of Mansfield Park kind of feel, I feel, but I don't know whether everyone else would agree. Then you've got, again, a couple more journaling cards and pieces here. I love this piece. I mean, it's kind of colourless, but I just love it. So again, unfortunately, my printer just whipped it through, but, you know, that is not wonky in the actual download. And then the other sheet is this one here, which now I'm looking and, here we go. I was going to say I'm missing the final sheet, but it's here beside me, so hold on a moment. Right, so then you have this one with, again, some more postage stamps, pieces and journaling cards and things like that, and these little postcard pieces. So you've got lots of bits and bobs to decorate your pages with. And then the final page of the ephemera kit is your fussy cut page, where you've got flowers and these gorgeous, I don't know really what you would call those, but just decorative pieces, which I just think you can never have enough of. Another banner piece, some butterflies, you know, lots and lots of things to just play around and have some fun with. So that's all the pieces included in both the, you know, ephemera part of the kit, and as well the background pages of the kit. And yeah, I mean, I really hope that you like it. I think it just turned out so pretty. I'm just going to kind of pile on some lace and things like that here, because I just always like to just dump a load of stuff on, really, and it just brings it to life and just makes it look so pretty. So yeah, I'm just going to actually move those to the side, so we'll just pop that on like that. What I'm going to do now, I think, is actually go and coffee dye all of these pages. So I may be some time, because obviously, you know, it is not the best weather for coffee dyeing. So I'm going to have to just have it strewn around my kitchen or do it in the oven. I'm going to coffee dye all the pages and the elements, and then we will come back and have a play. We will obviously see how they look coffee dyed, and, you know, possibly assemble a little journal or something like that from them. So I will see you in a moment, guys. Okay guys, so further to my last video, which actually now was, you know, not the same day obviously because I had to wait for them to dry and iron them and things. I just wanted to come back and show you how those gorgeous pages look coffee dyed, because I think they just look awesome. I mean, please excuse these bits where I've obviously ironed it a little bit soon and, you know, taken little bits out of the paper there. But absolutely gorgeous. They look very vintage, very yummy. And yeah, really scrumptious. So I'm going to put these together somehow, whether it's a journal or a folio or something, I'm not really too sure. And then I will be back and show you, you know, how they've come together. Obviously it won't be a completed project because, you know, I haven't really got time to be doing that. Because I know that Denise wanted to just have a quick look. So I would just put them together in some sort of form so as you can just see how they would come together in a little rough sort of form. Right guys, I am back. So I've just played around and put some sort of like folio-y thing together. And I thought that I would just come along and we will decorate a couple of bits and bobs on the folio. So I'm just going to move these couple of bits out of the way. So I've just used some of those long envelopes to just create this. Oops. Obviously, still wet glue there, so oh dear, the amount of times that I do that, it's because I'm not patient enough to wait for the glue to dry. Right, so we've got these bits here and then the other way, and then I've just got a little fold out piece here. Wasn't my intention to marry it with the black, weirdly enough. I mean, I do love using black lace and things. Now I've knotted the baker's twine, which if you watch my channel you'll know that I do, you know, I do love using the black lace, but it wasn't really my intention to do that. But oh gosh, now I'm in trouble because I can't unknot this. Oh, is it coming now? Ah, there we go. But I'm liking the black baker's twine at the moment, so when I kind of put that against it, I then thought, oh, actually maybe black lace would be the thing. And I always just think black lace looks so striking, you know, so that's why I decided to marry it up with the black lace. So we've just got that little fold out piece there, so we'll just tie that back up. Having spent a few seconds untying it, we're now just going to tie it back up. So I thought what we'll do is just decorate what will effectively be, I guess, the cover of this together. So again, I've got obviously the rest of the bits that we coffee dyed. So I'm just going to take one of those bits. So I think I'll just take this one here. And we'll just fold that. Actually, I'm now wondering perhaps I should use this one. Yeah, I'm going to use this one. So I'm just going to fold it roughly so I know, you know, how big to cut it. So about there. And just check. Okay. So just need to come in slightly more. Okay, so that's a little bit wide at the moment, so I just need to trim that in slightly when I cut that. So just like that. I find this quite a nice way to try and get as straighter edge as possible. I mean, I say that it will probably look hideously crooked now, but I just find that quite a nice way to gauge, you know, how to cut pieces. So there we go, and that just looks really, you know, super pretty, just even, you know, on its own. It doesn't even barely need anything else there. But I'm just going to glue that down. Oh, I'm having glue issues again. Ugh. Because I was having a few problems on a different video, so I just quickly, you know, used my poke tool. But unfortunately, I used my really big one. So now the hole in this is very big. So I'm going to have a similar scenario to what happened with my first take on making my entry for Rachel's giveaway, in that I'm going to obviously be stuck with a really stiff finished piece. So yeah, watch this space. Okay, so just spread that glue like that. Okay, so super pretty. And then we've got obviously an abundance of things that we can use on this front cover. So we've got here some flowers, we've got labels and things. So I'm just going to cut a couple of these out and see what things we have got. We've also got some butterflies if we wanted to use anything like that. So I'm just going to cut these bits out in the first instance. It's been one of those stop-start videos. I mean, hopefully that's sort of seamless for you guys watching. For me, it's been very stop-start, so I've lost track again of how long I've been filming for. So I hope this isn't now, you know, going to one of those really hideously long videos, but okay. Let me just cut this piece out. I do love having all these, you know, lots of decorative elements, because then you can just pull in just a handful of things and it just makes such a difference to your finished piece, I think. So I mean, I guess it depends whether you like very fussy or, you know, plainer things, but I always think more is more when it comes to crafting. So that's my stance. Now I'm just going to cut this one out and see. I think this is probably a bit wide for here, but we'll just see, because it may be that it does just fit nicely. I don't know. Okay, let's just see. Oh, that does fit on there actually. Now, do I prefer that, or do we prefer this one? Actually, weirdly, I think I prefer this one. I felt sure I was going to go for that blue one, but I think this one is better. So I'm just having a look. I've got a little piece of black lace here. This was just from an old top. I don't know whether this is too bulky. I think it's too bulky to look very pretty on there. Let me see what else I've got. Just having a quick rummage around. Obviously, you know me, I have a whole bunch of things that I can pull from, even having worked on my desk for that 7 days. But still, I have things all over. It's not as bad as it was, I have to say. It is much, much better. Right, I've got that. Or I've got this one here, which might be better because it's sort of much finer. A much finer piece. And then I could just have it, you know, all the way around that little element. So I'm just going to cut that down. Oops. Like that. Okay. And we can just then, you know, glue that down. I quite like this to the side, I must say. Now, I'm just wondering what else to put on here. And obviously, now I've pulled in this lace, thinking, should we have that like a sort of fabric tipping bit at the top? That's quite nice, isn't it? Which side? Yeah, this side, I think. So I'm just going to, again, just use my hot glue just to pop this fabric down. that. Okay, and then I'm just going to take this element, and again just using my glue gun, let me just pop that down. Oh, there goes the glue gun. Well, it was bound to happen, wasn't it? Right, hold on. Okay, right. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that looks pretty, doesn't it? And then up here, we just want to pop this on. So what I might do is actually trim this down. Just going to cut it in half, and it doesn't really matter because, you know, I probably don't want this as big as this for, you know, that many projects anyway. So just cut it down like that. And then I'm just going to run a line of glue across the top there. I think my glue gun's about to drop off again. So if you hear that crashing, it's just my glue gun dropping off again. Right, okay. And then I'm just going to trim that down here. Like that. And then I'm just going to trim it off on this side as well. Perhaps I have to hold it this way up. Okay. Right, that looks really pretty. And then to finish that off, just wondering whether, do we want a thicker strip of lace just at the top? That just then finishes that off really nicely, so I think we'll do that. So I'm just going to again just run some hot glue across there, and then we'll just glue this down. Just check it's up the right way. Okay, and then we just trim that down at the edge, like that. And then of course we must have some bling on here. Now, I was automatically reaching for my black bling, but then that just caught my eye, so just trying that there, but I will probably go with the black, but just thought we'd try it. Oh no, yes, I mean, look at the black. It's just so nice, isn't it? I just love that black bling. It's like one of my favourite things. Well, probably my favourite thing to use in the craft world. Now, how am I going to glue this? Sometimes I'm worse than others for holding things, I must say. Okay. Okay, there we go. How pretty does that look? Okay, so it's on its way, our little folio piece. It's you know, coming along nicely. So we'll just do perhaps something else in here. So maybe we'll pop a little pocket on this page. So this is a pocket down the side anyway. I think what we'll do, I mean, this is very much, you know, a work in progress. It's not finished. I'm just having a look. So perhaps what we'll do is make a pocket on there. Let's just have a look. So we could just make a pocket, to be honest, out of one of the pieces. Let me just trim this out. Okay, so we could just use one of these as a pocket, to be honest. Would be quite nice, wouldn't it? I'm just thinking, could we have it up there to cover up where I've obviously glued that and, you know, made a mess of that. Let me just see whether I've got another piece that's a similar width that we could actually have then double pocket on that page. I could have, I mean, I could just make a pocket out of one of those background pages, but I don't think I will, actually. I think we'll just... Sorry, I'm rambling a lot now. Talking to myself about shall I, shan't I, shall I, shan't I? Ah, right, hold on. I have got some leftover that I haven't used yet. So what we could do is like that sort of arrangement. So we've got like a pocket up there and then another one here. So let's do that. So I'm just going to use this as, you know, as close to using a template ever gets with me, really. So we're just going to trim that down there. Just going to trim this across here because it's got a little bit there to the side, right? Okay. Oh yeah, that's nice, isn't it? Okay, so I just want to check that, well, everything's now dropping down. Sorry about that. So I'm just going to glue this one. Every time I touch something, I'm getting stuck to things with the glue threads that are hanging off me. So we just glue this one down. Whoa, oh my gosh, what's going on? Look. Okay, right. So I will want this around here-ish, I think. There we go. And that's great because that just covers up where I'd obviously, you know, stuck that down. So what I need to do is make sure I don't now fold this over and stick it down again, or else I'll have another piece to cover up again. I've just got rid of one and then I'll have to cover it up again with something else. So, but I just do want to check that it's still got enough room to fold, if that makes sense. So like that, okay. And then we're going to pop this one there. So again, just take my wet glue, which let me just check that that's gluing nicely. Okay. Oh, come on, glue. Okay. I'll just wipe that off. Just dab that there. Just so I haven't got so much excess that's going to be oozing out. So, right, we just pop that on there. Okay, let me get my... This is just the back of those napkins that I've got here. Let me just put that in the bin and I'll use one of my dried wipes. So, there we go. So just want to make sure it's, you know, sticking down nicely. Like that. Okay, just check again that that still folds in, which it seems to, so that's good. And then I'm going to cut out a couple of the bits to put into those pockets. Also going to pop some lace down. I quite like it there, to be honest. So let me just get the other end of the lace, because then it's, you know, it's easier to chop off at the edge. Oops. I can't tell now whether that's the back or the front. That might be the back. Oh, I was okay with that one. Right, so I'm just going to pop that there for a moment while I just find something else that I might pop on here. So we've got these little banner pieces, which I really like. So I'm just going to cut out this one. Like that. Okay, and then in here. And just along the bottom. Okay. And then across here. Oops. Up there. Right. So that's quite pretty, isn't it? Now I'm thinking that's too small. I should have cut out the other one. Oh, so annoying. Hold on. Let me try this one. This one's got a very slightly curly edge. Hardly at all. I mean, you literally, you know, it's not difficult to cut out or anything. But it's just a slight, in one or two places, got a sort of curl because it was, you know, a frame for the edge. Okay. So if you can hear that noise, it's my neighbour. I think they're hedge cutting or something like that. Doing something noisy with their garden anyway. Okay. Oh, that one's too big, look. Too big, but it does look better. And what I could do is actually just trim off those banner pieces so it's no longer a banner. And then it won't be too big. It will be hopefully just right. Okay. There we go. So, you know, you can always make things fit. You can just force them to fit like that. And then we've got our black lace, which I just love. So, and what we could do is actually even glue this down as yet another pocket. So, oh look, I had obviously double-sided this. I assume this was probably an error, to be honest. You know, that I double-sided it by mistake, but oh gosh, come on, glue. Please keep going till the end of the video. I'm nearly done. You don't have to keep going for that long. Okay. Okay, and we'll just mop up my excess glue, of which there is a lot because of my, you know, making that big hole now in the glue. There we go. Right. Okay, so that looks really pretty. And then I'm just going to finish that off with that bit of black lace, which I just love, and it just finishes it so nicely, doesn't it? So we just pop that there. Okay. And I'll just trim that down at the edge. Okie dokie. Right. So all I want to do now is just cut a couple of journal cards or tags, you know, pieces, just pop into those pockets. So I'm just going to cut out literally a couple of the pieces. And obviously this piece is not finished, you know, this folio thing is not finished, you know, it's a work in progress, but you know, it's finished for today's video is what I mean. I don't mean it's finished, because of course I do have other things still needing doing on it, but at least then it's just to give some ideas really of the kit, because Denise had requested, you know, to see a little bit closer the kit. And I mean, to be honest, I've said before, but I mean, there's so many things now in the shop that actually, you know, I haven't played with most, or certainly a huge amount of the items. So it was nice to have an excuse to be able to come on and play with it. So yeah, thank you, Denise. That was nice of you. So do I want to just finish that off with a bit of lace? I mean, for me, you can just never have enough lace, but I think what I'll do is wait until I've done something on this side, because depending on what I put there, it may be like an overdose of lace. Okay, so I hope that you like that little piece. I hope you like the kit. As I say, it's called the Mayfair and it's available in my shop. Denise, I hope that you like the kit and think it's pretty, and yeah, I may come back and play a bit more with it, or you know, there might not be time, so we'll kind of see. But thank you very much for joining me. I hope you all have a great day and see you guys soon. Thanks then. Bye.